Hi, I'm Evan. This is the local artistry show. Today we have Malik Long. Would you like to introduce yourself and summarize what you do?
Yes, hello, my name is Malik Long, but I go by the alias Cool. That's my stage name, and what I do is I'm a local artist, I'm a vocalist, I perform in and out of the Pittsburgh area. I also have a podcast titled The Cool Podcast with the Cool Brothers, so yeah, I'm a man with some talent, so yeah, that's my specialty, singing and being a podcast host.
You've also starred in some films. Has your ability in singing helped you in acting at all?
Yes, it definitely did. Singing brought out my confidence in myself because when I was young, I was very, very painfully shy, extremely shy. But once I got into singing, I found my niche and my confidence grew more and more every time I perform and sing on stage, especially in front of the audience. So it definitely helped with my acting skills. I'm an extra on the current TV show American Rust. I was an extra on Mayor of Kingstown. I'm going to be doing a local film called Unsung Birds. It's about an R&B group that was formed in the 80s and had success in the 80s and the 90s. So I'm pretty pumped up about that, yes.
So, staying on the topic of film and video, would you ever consider doing a music video? And what might that look like?
I never thought about it. I would like to do a music video, and how I visualize it in my head, of course, a beautiful girl and rapping to her, serenading her in a park on a bench, something simple, not too flashy or splashy.
I've watched recorded videos of you performing live. It's kind of more of an old school style.
Yes.
Then
Yes,
I've heard your other recorded tracks, and it has more of a modern influence to it. So I guess I'm just interested in how you pick and choose your styles.
I pick and choose based on my influences. I would describe my music old school meets modern. New school. I definitely got old school vibes when I perform. When I go on that stage or record, I like to put my stamp on it. When I perform on stage, I have the hat and the suit and the tie and all that. That's my influence. Like I was raised on Marvin Gaye and Teddy Pendergrass and Al Green and Sam Cooke and how they present themselves with the suits and the three-piece suits and all that. So I would consider my music old school meets new school.
Did any of those people you mentioned inspire you in more ways other than just music?
Definitely, yes. They definitely inspired me in other ways, like how they was able to go out there and perform, and they exuded confidence and they believed in themselves, and they were just real cool with it. Like when they was on stage, it was a piece of cake to them. Like, hey, I could do this. So yeah, they definitely inspired me more ways than one.
That reminds me, I remember you saying learning how to sing helps you come out of your shell. Are there other ways that singing has done something for you?
It definitely helped my communication skills, especially with the opposite sex, because once again, when I was extremely shy around women, girls, back in my high school days, middle school days. Like they would say hi to me, and I would say hi, and I had my head down. I wouldn't even acknowledge them. That's how painfully shy I was. So singing definitely helps me able to communicate and converse with people, especially with the opposite sex. So definitely.
You did your first recording in Philadelphia. When was that?
That was back in 2010, but I didn't have experience in the studio back then. It was good, but when I heard myself on the track, I'm like, oh no, I didn't like how it sounds. So
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. What was it that you didn't like, and in what ways have you improved since then?
I just didn't like the way I sound. I think the beat didn't match my voice. It didn't gel with my voice because when I recorded it back in Philly, the beat was like very like house techno beat. What helped me is taking vocal lessons. I'm still taking vocal lessons to this day, and during my downtime or when I'm at work when things are slow, I practice on my vocals. Lip trills, sirens, and the scales and all that, and then I go into song mode. So vocal lessons definitely help.
When you're making a song, what is that process like for you? What does that look like?
Just go in the booth, learn the lyrics, doing multiple takes, and I want to get it right the first try, but I know it's a process. When I'm in the studio, like I'm a perfectionist. I want it to sound great, but when I hear myself when I hear playback, there are parts of the song that I say, oh, no, 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 I don't like that. Let me go back into the booth. And then I hear it again, and I don't like that. Let me go back into the booth. So, yeah, just multiple takes and learning the lyrics. And once I like the sound and like the way I sing, I say to myself, all right, that's fine. I like to go back into the booth. So it's a learning process. It's tedious, but in the end, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Lyrics, where do those come from?
Inspiration. Of course, I get inspiration from my wife. Most of my songs is about love, and me being married, she's the inspiration. One of the inspirations of my songs. I wrote plenty of songs back in Philly, but I never got the opportunity to record them, and she was the inspiration behind most of them.
Did you say "Call Me" was one of your favorites?
Yes, it definitely is. Definitely.
Why is that?
I just like the way I sound on that song, and I just like the way it was put together, and I definitely got a lot of great feedback from that song. So yeah, it's definitely my favorite song thus far that I recorded. I actually performed that song at Level Up Studios, and I'm intending on releasing it once again, but this time as a remix.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to say I thought your voice was pretty unique on that track.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and compare it to the other tracks, but there was something different about it.
Yeah, it's definitely like a new vibe, like especially sound wise, got that modern vibe to it. So yeah.
When I first heard you sing, it was higher pitched than I expected. It's been pointed out it sounds like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Is that what made you go with that approach, or was that just kind of natural for you?
It's just kind of natural for me because
Okay.
it's weird because some people be shocked because if I'm talking to you and when I hear myself talking, I got this deep talking voice, but when I sing, it sounds completely different, and sometimes it even amazes me like how in the world I got a deep talking voice, but yet I sound like that. It's always gonna be weird to hear myself sing. I'm getting accustomed to it still to this day, but it's gonna be that weird factor is gonna be there. So, but yeah, Michael Jackson was an influence vocally. Ralph Tresvant, who is the front man from New Edition, that's one of my favorite artists. Smokey Robinson, yeah, those guys have influenced me vocally. Yes.
I know you've talked about doing an EP or an LP in the future. What would that look like? Would it be like a concept album? Would it be a mix of different styles? How would you do that?
Probably, I would probably say a mix of different styles, or maybe a concept, but I would say the former, mix of different styles. Yes.
Okay. What kind of styles do you think?
Old school style, modern vibe style. I definitely want to get out of my comfort zone vocally, so it all depends on the type of song that I'm doing and also the beat. There's always room for improvement for me vocally. So yeah, just concept of styles vocally.
In what ways do you want to improve?
Definitely want to improve on my range, more usage of my chest voice, because when I sing, I always rely on my head voice. It's like my comfort zone, but I definitely want to use my chest voice even more. Singing from the chest and the diaphragm and all that. So I'm singing from my natural voice, instead of my head voice. Because when I perform, I sing songs that I know that will fit me vocally, because I know I can't sing every song, because if I do, I know I'm gonna sound like crap. I want to sing songs that fit me vocally and put my stamp of approval on it.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I just wish music goes back to the way it once was. Songs about love. I love a good ballad. I love a great ballad. Slow jam. And I think that's what's missing in today's music. The lack of songs about love and songs that comes from the heart, and soul. So, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to come back. I'm hoping, I'm praying, keep my fingers crossed, but other than that, I think it's not going to come back.
Why not?
I think some people don't want to hear songs about love. They just want to hear what's going on right now, Like me personally, there's some great music out there, but some of it I just can't get into. I just can't. Some music today has no substance to me. It's just no creativity in some of today's music. I definitely love Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic. Their album, their sound, it reminds me of songs, R&B songs in the 70s. That takes me back to that time, because I was raised on 70s and 80s R&B and 60s R&B like Motown. Of course, I grew up on 90s R&B. That's my favorite type of music right there, 90s R&B. So, yeah, Silk Sonic is one of my favorite artists of this generation of today's music. Yes. When I perform like at these events, most of them are rappers, and here I am coming out with a dress shirt or a suit on with a hat. The audience probably thinking, "Wait a minute, why is he here?" This is bunch of rappers, and I'm just being me. I'm just being me. That's just who I am. I perform the music that I grew up on. For some people, it's a welcoming change, because it's like, hey man, that's good, because some people get tired of hearing all rap at an event, like at Level Up Studios this past Saturday. I was the only vocalist there, and the rest of the artists were rappers, which is fine with me. I got no issue with it. Sometimes I'll be wondering, like, do I belong here? Do I belong here as far as performing? Sometimes I feel like I'll be out of place, but then that goes away immediately when I say to myself, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do my thing and I'm just going to be me. If they accept it, fine. If they don't, that's fine. But I'm going to perform to the best of my ability. Yes. Yes, indeed.
You take a fine-tooth comb and get to the heart of me. You like my favorite song and I follow the melody. On a clear blue night up on the mountainside, like morning rain under the northern sky, a dream come true when I'm loving you. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, girl, yeah.
That was Kim, When I'm Loving You, the first verse and the chorus to that song. So, yeah.